Good
One, two,
morning.
1, 2.
Good morning, y'all.
Good
Good
There
morning.
he is.
morning.
Hey,
Yeah, I'm
it's the
back
last
on here.
weekend of the month.
Hey,
Yeah, it's
yep.
Saturday morning, June 29th. And it just seemed like we just got started with the month of June, and it's already over. So we wanted to take the month out uh, before the 4th of July weekend, highlighting the importance of Black business and community. I think I had posted a video um, in Shoebox Talk, one of our platforms, about the what it would be for our community, for our culture, to have Black businesses thrive. And I don't think that enough of us, I mean, a lot of us talk about it and know it's important, but there's a lot of people who still don't, Black people don't support Black businesses. So I've seen some Black business owners, a couple of them that I follow on social media, on Instagram. There's one guy, I'm gonna get the name and post it too on the platform. He has his sneaker line is just awesome. I mean, we still wearing Nike and Adidas and all that kind of thing. But there's a lot of guys out here making some good sneakers. Bungie Ramnit, we had him on our Shoebox Talk, interviewed him when he first got started with his sneaker line, and now he has blown up. I understand he now has a clothing line to go some. Not, I want to say a clothing line, but he has some sports apparel that he is also pushed out along with his sneaker line. And I was like, and his sneakers are official. Like, and he's out of Philly. His story, um, in regards to how he came about and how he was locked up and stuff like that. That's what we talked about when he was on Shoebox Talk, probably about maybe about 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. I think it was right before the pandemic or right when the pandemic started. So yeah, I think we decided to talk about highlight the importance of black business in our community. Not just, I mean, other cultures will buy from us too, but the importance of us buying from ourselves is big, is important, and a lot of us don't do it. So, um, what do you have to say about that, Darius? What do you think about that? You support black businesses? You somebody that you buy your tie? I'm not talking about beauticians and barbers, because I know you support that. But I'm talking about, outside of that, your tie, you got a tie guy, you got a sneaker guy, you got I don't know, whatever. We do everything. There's all
I
kind of
have
businesses, childcare. Go ahead.
well, good first of all, good morning to Janet Hakim. I've been little bitty vacation, but busy with everything here. But yeah, I have a friend of mine I know since elementary school that he got his own own black business here in Dayton. It's called B, capital BE, bold letters, and it enters like local clothing line from like all the local high schools here in Dayton that all the local schools here buy from him.
Hmm.
And recently he had like last year during classroom weekend, he had like my old alma mater colors selling them.
Okay. Okay.
I'll
And so
probably
you
I'll
buy
probably
from
plug his group into.
him? Okay.
I said when I have extra money, I will do that because I said man at my work, 'cause I'm gonna get my alma mater shirt, Colonel White High School, if he still has that available. But I will
Right.
plug his business in the group today.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be good. And just say a little bit about if there's a website and everything. If he's on social media, you can hide. You can. I don't know if he's on social media. Most people that have a business is, and you can definitely tag him in it so he can see that people are talking about his business. So yeah. What you got, Hakim?
Yeah, I definitely support black businesses. If you know me, you know I'm a coffeeaholic. I am drinking mushroom coffee this morning that I purchased from a black independent business owner. Um, get my t-shirts and hoodies from a black business owner. You know, I try to incorporate the things I love the most. Um, my hobbies, the stuff that's important to me. I like to do that, incorporate that with buying it from a black business owner. I'm a gamer. I love video games. Guess what? Found out there's a new black video game store here in Philly. So I need to holler at them. You know what I mean? So it's just like it's not hard to support black businesses.
It's really
You know
not.
what I
I
mean?
don't see why we don't do
You,
it.
because we are conditioned to, it's a part of the self-hate conversation.
Hmm.
We will walk by that mom and pop soul food place to go to KFC, to go to Popeyes, to go to Church's Chicken. We'll go to Taco Bell and Pizza Hut. You see what I'm saying? So it's a matter of being conscious about where your money goes. And then we'll complain that there's no summer jobs available for our kids.
Hmm. Hmm.
I hear it all the time. And I'm going, well, just imagine if you spent about $100 a month at a black owned business.
Mm. Right.
And they were thriving so much, and they're used to seeing you, and you sent your son down the street to go get a couple platters for y'all. The summertime hits, they need help.
Hmm.
Imagine if you walked in and say, hey, you got something that my son can do, he can help with the stock or whatever. Yeah, sure. They know your son because you always send him down to get platters.
Hmm. Hmm.
Now he's going to make about $400 or $500 a month. He's 16, don't know his ass from his elbow, but he's getting used to hard work, preparing him for the life and
Hmm.
workforce.
Hmm. Right.
So it's not hard. You just got to be conscious of where you spend your dollar. Because when a black business open up, the barbershops, the hair salons, and stuff like that, they're not opening up for anybody outside the community to come in.
Right. Right. They
They
there for
need
us.
you.
Hmm.
Yeah. Show me a black barber who doesn't need black people.
Right. Hmm. And I will say, other cultures. I happen to be living around here, and I live where there's a lot of Hispanics, and they support their businesses. They said Mexican food restaurants is not just the Mexican food. It be Mexican people, families, everybody up in there, and they go there faithfully. We built down the road from my house. They got a place called Las Palapas. It is pretty big here in Texas. It's been around for a while. Well, there's it built like a block down on the left hand side. So the Sandra's, which is a more of a restaurant. Both of them are restaurant. Got nice patios. Most of our restaurants got patios. It's been around for a minute, and everybody was like, "Oh, Las Palapas," because Las Palapas food is good. And when I have to choose, if I had to choose between the two, I mean, the margaritas is good. Like I can't. It's a hard decision, right? So, um, what you call it? Sandra's is still. First of all, Las Palapas came through. It was packed. The parking lot was. I was like, wow. And then everybody was like, Sandra's ain't going. Ain't nobody going to be going to Sandra's. Sandra's is still packed. Both of them. I went. I looked to the right. There was Sandra's. I said, "Dang!" Then I went down. Kept going. Looked to the at the same time. They both was packed. So, and these are businesses within this community that is that's thriving off of the culture. In San Antonio, it is the home of small businesses. That's why so many people flock here. You can come here with, I can't tell you how many. I said, man, that's another business venture I'm going to look into going forward when I'm old and retired. Look, everybody here, and you would think because it's so hot, everybody here drinks coffee. We got
Hmm.
coffee on every corner. These different coffee spots. We got people. This is also the place. People. They got food trucks. We got neighborhoods. You could just be people. We support food. I'm like, where is this long line? You think they were going into Chick-fil-A? A long line of people going into this spot, this trailer, this food truck. Was like a food truck ish trailer thing. That they're pulling up to get coffee. I'm like, oh yeah, I got it. This is when I first built my house over here. I got to find out why we have coffee at commercial business. I'm like, these little coffee spots, they're not very big buildings. You don't have too many places. They're giving Starbucks a run for their money. Starbucks is not packed like I see it in other cities the way it is here. Here, the small businesses thrive. So I said all that to say this, that practice that I've seen it with my own two eyes. If black people would do the same thing, people would flourish. Those black businesses would flourish. So and that could be in any city. We just don't do it. Like we'll pass up it's some black owned coffee people, some people that own coffee spots as well, but we'll pass that up to go to Starbucks. You know, um,
Hmm.
there is this dude I grew up with. He has a restaurant. We in the mall here, River Center Mall is a big mall that we have downtown, and he got a spot in boy to get up in River Center Mall, and his food back then when he was doing it's called Fat Boys Burgers or Fat Burger, Fat Burger, something like that. That he has a he has a vegetable, he has a vegan and a what do you call it, Impossible Burger, a vegetable burger. I forgot the names right. The two or three different ones that's just gangster. Just I'm like, wow, I can't. All I could do is give him applause. I can't believe you. And the people, his restaurant in the mall just be packed, and it's outside the food court, right? So all the other, Italian, feed, Chinese food, all those different things that's in the food because it's a pretty big food court. Um, his spot is packed. He got healthy stuff on there as well. So yeah, it is just sweet potato fries that make you slap somebody. That in that situation, everybody, it's a black owned business, but not just black people is supporting it. So it's important that we start doing that. I have been a practice of that myself. We have quite a few. Um, we got a few black owners, business owners on our platform in our groups. The guy that got the tie shop. We got quite a few different people selling what you call it, hair, natural hair products. We got the jewelry
Hmm.
lady. So we as some time ago we've had quite a few shows here on Shoebox Talk on HubNet Online Radio that supported black businesses, and we used to talk about it a lot. So we're going to get back to that before the holidays get around and get people to start plugging their websites and everything so that we can support their businesses.
Yeah, and that's important because I think that's the biggest problems with black media. We wait too late.
Mhm,
We want to start having these conversations around Thanksgiving.
mhm,
You know what I mean? Before Thanksgiving, because Black Friday's coming up. No, let's start having these conversations now. There's
mhm,
black business owners who need the help and support all year round. We should be
mhm,
supporting them. I don't give a damn if they're making candles, soaps, uh, you know, braiding hair, whatever it is, support them.
mhm, mhm,
Especially if they're doing a good job, and especially if you see that they care about what they do. And yeah, man, because by the time the holidays come, they will have a good push, and they will have a good you know, they will have a good push, and they will have enough money that they're geared up ready for the holiday.
mhm,
That's the part that most people don't understand. All businesses, they gotta have bread to have enough stock and have enough shit going on for
mhm,
the holiday, for that Black Friday season. Because
mhm.
once Halloween comes through, here comes all the Christmas time stuff.
Right.
So they need to have money to buy products, to buy supplies, to get everything they need so they can get in the mix for the holiday season. So don't wait to support them. Start today. Go buy something black today. Go find the blackest part of your neighborhood. Go into one of their stores and do something.
Right. Right. So you got this black owned pizza spot in Brooklyn that's just blew up. Cuts and slices. This dude has all the celebrities go there. Line be wrapped around the building. He be having and he just stepped outside the box. First of all, black folks, that's Italian food, right? So what he do? You got an oxtail. You got all kinds of different pieces on the menu. That oxtail pizza, brisket pizza, shrimp pizza. All these different toppings that stepping outside the box that you normally don't get at the commercial pizza places. And you got folks like Styles P in there, Jada Kiss was up in there, all kinds of rappers, Fat Joe, um, the list goes on, that support this business. Rihanna, Fabulous. Whenever they're in, it's just a place that you go to get. It's in East Flatbush, and it's the place that you go when you in Brooklyn to get you some good pizza. And then New York pizza is off the chain too. The Italian pizzas that the pizza there. So the folks will be stopping over there supporting this dude. This dude has blown up, and now my understanding is at the top of the year he's opening up another location. Got lobster pizza, oxtail, shrimp, scampi, chicken and waffle pizza. I mean, it's just crazy. Whatever you could think of, you would be surprised at stuff that people like on their pizza. So why not? You know. And so yeah, that's a black owned business that a lot of black people. Well, Brooklyn is a predominantly black. And people. But when people come into town, when I go home for the holidays, I will be stopping in there myself. I'll be up in Brooklyn when I go to the crib. So yeah, I'm going to check out Cuts and Slices. It was an idea, and he got greens on his pizza. He got zucchini on his pizza.
The
He got
hell?
yeah, he got Mac Shack, which is mac and cheese on the on the pizza. Like, and these are top sellers. This ain't just something he popped up with. So man, I remember my nephew calling me. He was there. He was like, "Auntie, look at this line." That's how I found out about it. He was there in the line. He was in Brooklyn, and this was at the top of the year. And he said, and he said, and that's when after he got his pizza and everything, he got oxtail pizza. He was like, "You gotta try this." He had me. He went live. He didn't go live. He had me on FaceTime. I said, "Oh my God, I'm gonna have to when I come down there. You're gonna have to take me over there." So
That's
no
a
more,
beautiful
no
thing.
more. Every time we go, I go home. I have a place to go with my young nephews and nieces. I got quite a few of them. It's BBQs in Manhattan, and there's a spot at BBQs also in Brooklyn. And we're gonna have to bump BBQs. I mean, a couple of times while I'm there. We're gonna have to bump that to the side and get on over here and they know I eat when I come home. I eat pizza. Like I got a pizza spot that our family eat. Nah, I'm going to Brooklyn, man. I'm going to Brooklyn. So I said all that to say this: we got to support, and we know. The other part I want to say is I knew about it because I didn't see it on the news. Right? It's not on CNN or anything like that. Somebody told me about it. My family member told me about it. So when you know about a good business and a black owned business, like we talk about any other business, oh, you go get these Jordans over here, or go get your hair cut over here, whatever case may be. They got the Nike store, the outlet done opened up over in the mall and all this. We talk about all those businesses. Keep that same energy when it comes to black owned business. That's what I'm trying to get at.
I completely agree. You got to from his side, the guy you're talking about,
Mm,
he was smart enough to know to niche out the business to where it's not just like the Italians down the street.
right.
I'm going to I'm going to customize this to fit the needs of my people and put my own energy into it. That's how a successful black business is supposed to go. You figure out what you're going to do, love what you're doing, put in the goddamn work. Don't think about money. Think about how good your product is because the money going to come.
Mm-hmm.
Think
Fact.
about how he's thinking about how good this shit tastes. He's thinking
Mm-hmm.
about how creative he's being. He's
Mm-hmm.
putting his energy into it. That's what's making this self successful.
Yeah.
Because there's too many business owners. You sit there and you listen to them. It's I'm trying to get this amount of money. I'm trying to get that amount of money. You know what? I'm to the point where I listen to it and I go, all right, no, you done. You cooked your first year. You cooked.
Mm-hmm.
This business ain't going to be successful
Right.
because
Like,
you're worried about the
because you
wrong
blow
thing.
up, you got to put the work in regards to educating yourself on how business should be run. You blow up. Let's just use this dude for an example. Boom! All of a sudden, because he got like 5 different pizzas that ain't nobody ever heard of, like the ones I just mentioned. Now it blows up, right? Got all this money, all these people coming, and then you take that money and you go to the Cayman Islands or something, and don't put back into the business. You got to have you a plan, a business plan enough to where you know what, I'm going to expand and come up with 5 more toppings. Those toppings cost money, by the way. You know what I'm saying? So you cannot take your money and go buy a 5 link chain with your pizza spot on the and walk around flossing when you need to be investing that back into your business. Buy some nice tables, buy some nice chairs. Make sure it looks, it's official. Your countertops is official. Your menu is lit up, so on and so forth. If it's a sports bars, that's another one. That's another one. Sports bars is so I think that's another business venture. That is it is you're gonna have TVs everywhere. Make sure they're official. You want to make sure your restaurant is clean. And me and my niece was gonna do this. She keep asking me whether I'm gonna do it, called Bathroom Chronicles. We was gonna highlight different restaurants that have nice ass bathrooms, and go live on social media on YouTube. Right? Some of these bathrooms is gangster. They nice, and then of course the ones that are horrible too. They got some really. You invest in your restrooms, nice stalls. Decent toilets. Don't be floors ain't cracking and stuff. Nice. So that you got to also have that too. And so don't, because it's black owned business and it's in the hood, don't mean they got to be in the hood. You got to look like it's in the hood. You know what I'm saying? You got to step your game up when you start blowing up and getting that money.
I completely agree, and I think the and to your point, when it comes to reinvestment, you got to do it, man. It is mandatory to pour back into your business, because what will happen is your business will still look like it did 10 years ago.
Right.
And that's the aging out process. And when you age out of your business, you will find yourself not having the customers. It's okay to keep the same energy and the same vibe of your business, but you can't keep the same chairs, the tables, the countertops, the menus look the same. It don't work. It don't work because eventually those things go through the wear and tear. And I know some of those black business owners, especially in the restaurant business. There's a saying that as business consultants will tell you, when you are literally trying to set up funding for a restaurant, we tell you come up with a creative name and don't mention anything about food in the name of your business. Why? Because banks are less likely to give you funding for a restaurant, because they know you're either going to mismanage it or the competition is so crazy that you aren't going to be around in 2 years, and it's going to take 5 years for you to pay us back, and we're not going to give you the money. It's the same thing with barbershops and hair salons. There's one in every street corner here in Philly, damn near. So you have to be able to stay modern with your business. You have to stay connected to your customer base, making sure you're supplying them what they like and what they keep coming back for. And it has to be a good experience. I don't want to sit at a counter and there's chips, pieces of the corners and shit missing.
Right.
Because the countertops are the same ones you had since 2009. And it's 2024. Like, come on. I'm looking at the same menus with the corners missing. So it's like you got to put back into your business, or your customers are going to see that you don't care.
Right.
It's like having a 13-year-old kid with the same drawers on from goddamn when they were 7.
I hope they done grew up since they was 7. Oh my God! But that's a good analogy, right?
I mean, because we teach, and that's the first thing. Listen, this is your vision for your business. Let me say this: your business is your baby. It is another child. You're going to put so much time and energy and catering and paying attention to every little detail your first 3-4 years that it is like raising a baby. And if you don't look at it that way, you're already dead before you even got started.
Right.
So if your business is failing, that means you didn't put the work in. And if you didn't know, go find out.
Hmm.
There's
Right.
no excuse at this point.
Yeah. You gotta upgrade your computer system as well. So one of my businesses I have is I offer services. HubNet Online offers services, and it is one of the services is credit card processing. I have a company that's so gangster. They'll hit you with a proposal for your business, and they'll knock out those fees and come way under what you probably paying to these to Bank of America and all these different places. This one customer, Bank of America, doing your credit card processing because that's your business where your business account is. Um, this they knock them fees is ridiculous. They hitting people over the head with the bank fees. So um, I said that to say this is you have to also be with the times. You got to update. You got to, Apple Pay, and now they got what is this Afterpay and Klarna and all these different ways. It used to be Visa, Mastercard. That's it. Or back in the day, write a check or cash. And now nobody write checks anymore, right? The Now we got all these different way. You can use your phone and tap the phone. You have to update your credit card processing equipment too. Be able to accept
Yeah.
these payments from all these different. Or you missing out on money. You know,
Yep.
there's a restaurant here called. It's not black owned, but I just want to use it as an example. It is called Chicken Pickle, and it's got some fun things going on in it. It's got this. It's huge. It's got this. What do you call it? The atmosphere is. You could go and play some kind of different outdoor games. They got an outdoor patio. Got all these TVs. But anyway, everything about the restaurant is, and I don't know if it's a chain of. This is the only one. I didn't do the research on it. The point I'm trying to make is they don't take cash. They take everything else but cash. And I thought to myself, and I'm like, wow, what is that? So that that's being more modern. That's being, I mean, cash is kind of getting a little bit outdated, so to speak, of a less lack of a better term. Like people are taking credit cards, debit cards, Afterpay, Klarna, Zip, all these different things. Um, they don't want to deal with cash. I guess that's to keep from getting robbed. Maybe I'm not really sure. The restaurant I went to yesterday, so she brings the bill and she says you can pay online. I got my cash, and I normally don't have cash. And I'm like, she said, yeah, you could. You see that, that box right there on your receipt. Scan that with your phone, and it'll bring you to the website, and you can pay right there.
Hmm.
That's updating your. She didn't want my cash. I mean, she didn't want it, but I had cash. She was just like, just as though you could pay online. You have to up. That's so gangster. You have to update. Sitting up taking cash these days is old school.
Yes, it is.
It's
It
cash is
is.
old
And
school. And so I said all that to
because
say this is you need to update your equipment to be able to accept those payments.
yep, got to get the
Sitting at a
right
restaurant.
POS.
I'm not talking about you ordered and you went and picked it up. That's a whole nother conversation right there. Everything I remember back in the day, one of my friends, my best friend was dating this doctor and he was courting her and all this kind of thing, whatever. And back in the day, like oof, good 20 years ago, maybe 15. He says, I'm gonna buy you some food, and I'm gonna have them deliver it to you. So he said, "What you want?" She said, "Whataburger." He said, "Okay." And my mind, and being the not rich person that I was, I was like, "How you gonna get Whataburger to bring you?" We didn't. It's either drive through or you go in. At that time, we didn't have no curbside, nothing, and no delivering of no fast food back then. And I never forget. She said, and he sure did. That the manager of the store brought the Whataburger to her. He paid the manager $100. I was like, wow. Can you imagine being able to get McDonald's Whataburger or KFC or whatever your favorite restaurant is delivered to your crib? I said all that to say this: times have changed. You have to update. We are now in the era. Well, we've been in the era, and this was COVID. Really is what really put the spin on it. But you can have curbside. You got to think outside the box. You can have curbside anything, just about take your dry cleaning. You can have people picking up your laundry and taking it and cleaning it and bringing it back to you. It's just you have to is by all means necessary. There's no reason why. that your business shouldn't be flourishing when you got all those different avenues to get dough. Um, um, so yeah, that's the point I was trying to make is you got to update in order to do that though. It's not necessarily meaning that you got to have cash no more. Everything you I'm sitting at a restaurant, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, so I'm sitting here eating. Afterwards, I rarely got cash. I'd usually swipe my, give my card with the check, and then they bring my card back. I sign a receipt, blah, blah, this and that, whatever. They don't even got to do that no more. You just pay right here from your receipt online. That's crazy. Like it just don't get no easier than that. And that's they can see their money coming through. It's gonna get there. Crack cash is good, great, is good, but paying online or paying with your debit card or whatever payment whatever they offer is better. So you know,
I completely agree. Um, it's crazy because one of my favorite Jamaican restaurants in Southwest Philadelphia, we get some of the best Caribbean food. They don't take cash.
yeah, yeah.
I'll send somebody over there to pick me up something, and they'll be standing in line. There'll be like 7, 8 people in front of them. They get there and they're going, okay, and it's a big sign, handwritten sign that says no cash. So, and they tell you we take Apple Pay, Cash App, Zemo, whatever it's called. Uh, and it's COVID helped the process of phasing out paper money.
Mm,
Let that sink in. If they were doing it slowly every year, we're seeing more platforms come out with electronic file transferring of funds. But when COVID hit and you was inside and you were ordering online all the time,
hmm
that pushed it, that accelerated that process by at least 20 years.
right, right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah. They
It's
have
and that
even the mom and pops, the bodegas and stuff. Y'all gotta update. I know y'all in the hood. That's why they coming in there robbing y'all. Get that cash. Yeah, man. If you make it to where people have to swipe their card or pay or whatever, they're gonna get used to. That's the only way I can go get what I need from the bodega because they don't take cash. And if you do get robbed, it'll just be for your products. It won't be for no money. You know.
Yeah, but the bodega is a different thing because you know there's a lot of the older people who don't use Cash App and stuff like that. They're gonna go in and get their little container of Ajax to scrub the bathroom down and maybe grab a sandwich. And my dad don't know nothing about no Cash App. He's 70 years old. He wouldn't know how to find Cash App in his phone.
Well, yeah, in
But
those
he
situations. But could you imagine if you did, if you had a place where you did, where the young people come, they got in the hood. If you ain't swiping the EBT card, you got a bank card, you got some kind of card. The only thing you have to be worried about is whether or not your credit card processor should be able to that dictate whether or not it's official or not, and it's not fake. You know. Um,
Yeah, yeah, but we're in a different age to where everybody can get some form of an EBT card now.
exactly, exactly,
My son is walking around with 3 cards, and
yeah.
he just turned 16 in April. He got the Cash App card. He got the Zelle, and he got the I can't remember the other one, Chime,
And the
and
reason why
he's
I say that is because all these plate merchants, like banks, is getting old school. Like having a Visa or debit, Cash App got a card. uh, Everybody got their own little card now that you can use to put your chime. And there's so many of them that they offer you for debit or for credit card or whatever you want to do. Nobody's, it's just so many ways. It's all kind of different kind of cards that you could get to make purchases and stuff like that because everything is going towards like everything else that we got. Times is changing. Everything is going towards being online. But to sit at that kind of messed me up yesterday, to sit at a restaurant and to pay your stuff online. First, I was like, "What am I gonna do that for? You standing right here." But then I thought about it. I did give it a cash, but I'm like, okay, that's kind of gay. That's it's just the times. It's just a reminder of the times that we living in, where pretty soon, well, if I'm paying online, what you all we gonna have is people here bussing tables because you don't need to take no order. We ain't gonna have waitresses no more.
Well, yeah, and a lot of, I mean, when you stop and you think about it, I don't know about down there, but there are Wawas and McDonald's up here
Mhm.
in Philly, New Jersey, and New York, and Delaware, where everything's automated. There is nobody at the register anymore. It's that's what we're
What?
moving to. No, they're
No, we
working
still got
behind
people
us.
down. No, we still got people down here at the register.
Yeah, I mean, we still have them here, but these one and two are popping up because when you stop and you think about it, they start with one and two. In 3 years, is going to be all of them.
Yeah.
They're phasing out of you seeing that warm smile at the counter.
Right.
Everything's a kiosk now, right?
Right.
I go out in the suburbs of Philadelphia and I go up into Delaware County and I want to go get me a milkshake and some fries. I got to go to this big giant screen and tap it in
Mhm. Mhm.
and either pull out my credit card or I got to slide my paper bills through a little slot.
Mhm.
And then I go over here and maybe somebody's putting my food through this device or someone to hand me my food. But
Mhm.
that's what we're leading to. And if you're a black business owner, to your earlier point, you have to stay up on all of this
Right. Right.
because a
Exactly.
lot of people aren't carrying cash anymore.
Right.
So you want to have a hybrid system. You
Mhm.
don't want to not have a cash system at all because there's some people that don't use cards.
Yeah. 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 Right. Right.
But you want to have what they call a hybrid. You want to be able to do both.
Mhm. Mhm.
You know, it's smart. You got to be a smart, savvy business person. That means you got to dedicate time every day, every week to paying attention to what's going on in your industry.
Mhm. Mhm.
Because some of y'all are the last ones to know, and it's too late.
Yeah.
And then you want to
Find
come
out.
calling me.
You gotta do something about it. You got to do something
Yeah.
about it. That being said, also the we got to get our social media, not social media. We got to have our business on social media. I Poppies used to be a Puerto Rican food truck. It was getting ready to open up a restaurant. Somebody stole their food truck, but the food, the quality of their food, they've been around for a while. It's actually my god brother here in Texas, and they had a large following because of IG. Everywhere they went, everywhere they went around town, you go up there, the line is long. People everywhere, and they be at festivals and stuff. So that's how they got well known. Our Poppy's been around for some years, and I think they're gonna get it or actually open up a restaurant now. Shout out to iPoppies. They are definitely a supporter of Shoebox Talk. He's in the groups as well, and their food is that Puerto Rican cuisine is just it's impeccable. People just be like, "Oh my god!" And so he's been around because of that. Because of IG is the point I'm trying. You got to have. Unfortunately, you got to have some social media platform. Websites is becoming old school now. You know,
Websites been old school.
right? It's
Been
social
old
media or
school.
nothing. Nobody's going to a website to check you out. If you ain't look, if you're an official business, you got to have a page on in Facebook. Facebook is if you're not, people don't go look at Yelp no more and hear read the comments and the views on your business. They go to Facebook business page or Facebook to see what if you got official. They type in your name and it don't come
Yeah.
up. Nope, not official. You
Yeah,
know.
Yelp is struggling so bad that they're literally hiring people. They're secretly looking for people to give Yelp reviews, whether you've been there or not. They're just looking for ghostwriters.
Right.
That's how bad it's getting.
Nobody goes there anymore to see what the reviews is when you can see you already on social media. Type in iPoppies on IG and you will see people posting up live. They was
Yeah,
just there a few hours ago type situation. That Yelp don't
yeah,
have that. That's
and the
reviews from weeks and months ago.
Yeah, and the people who understand how to properly do these kind of things, and the real savvy review people, the people who really take this stuff seriously, they're doing it on Google. That's why it's so important for you to go create a Google business page, because that way the reviews. Because think about it, the first thing you do is grab your phone and Google somebody before you go to social media. You're gonna Google somebody,
Hmm.
depending on your age, right? The young people will go check Instagram or TikTok first,
Hmm.
but grown adults, they're gonna Google it. And what happens? This little thing shows up with your business, all your social media, and then someone's gonna leave a review. Go claim that page. That way you can respond to the reviews. Never leave a review unresponded. It makes you look like you just don't give a shit.
Hmm. Hmm.
That is so important.
They be up on social media that way too. The Facebook, somebody come up and talk about a wig or some hair bundles or whatever from this hair company's page, and then the people are comments. It's like live. It's going on right then and there because you get notifications. Oh yeah, I bought this wig. I like it. Oh yeah, I bought these bundles. I like it. Oh, I got this hair color, whatever from this. And then boom, somebody will say, no, my stuff didn't look like that when I received it. And then right then and
Hmm.
there, the people that own whoever's responding to the company, whoever's in charge of responding to their social media, they respond to that customer. Oh, I'm sorry that happened to you. Can I inbox you and get you, XYZ? Can let me talk to you in your inbox. And let me give you a call because your product didn't come like you wanted it to come. That's
Hmm.
live. That's going on, and I'm getting notifications of all this conversation that's going on. That's way better than Yelp.
Yep.
Yelp is, you see what I'm saying? So that is the you gotta. That being said, when brought up social media in regards to your business, you gotta invest some of that money in somebody managing your social media pages for you, to be able to respond back to those comments and so on and so forth. As well as the
Yeah.
best way, that's the best way to advertise as well, because you have direct access. If it says you got 1,200 followers, 1,200 people get a 10% discount on 4th of July, right then and there if you order XYZ. Whereas sending out coupons in the mail and making commercials and doing all this that's old school. It's social media or nothing. So you got to have your business on social media. That's the times that we're living in. And commercials, hell, commercials is coming up on your social media pages.
Yep.
Right then and there. Somebody, what Mark Zuckerberg figured out, if I can bring the people, I got all these millions of people. I can bring your commercial to a million people at any given time, versus and give you some feedback on how who responded to it, how many people looked at it, all this kind of thing, all these different analytics listics to the advertisement. Whereas a commercial on TV, you don't know if somebody looking at it or not. It could be playing in their living room, but you don't know if they really paying attention. But you got people commenting, "Oh yeah, I like that," or "No, I don't like that," or liking on it, or hearting on it, or whatever the case may be. That as a business owner, you want to know that. You want to know that 5,000 people liked on your new pair of shoes. You know.
Yeah. Imperative. It's you can't run a successful business, and you got to run a successful hustle. But if you want your business to stay, if you want it to stay in the minds and the eyes in front of your customer, where they're going to see your business popping up to remind them that you exist, you got to get on social media, and you got to spend some goddamn money. Run some ads on Facebook and Instagram. Run some ads in the stories. Think about when you're scrolling, sitting on the toilet doing nothing, and you see somebody come across your timeline that you aren't even following. That's somebody that put some money into their business.
Hmm.
So whether you selling shoes, whether you are selling goddamn hoodies, t-shirts, clothes, whatever you're doing, even if you're selling platters, put some money into the business and make it look like something.
Hmm. Hmm.
Make sure your shit pop. Make sure your shit looks like it's fun. Make it look like you care. And if you don't know either, if you can't hire someone, talk to the young people.
Mhm.
If you don't have any young people to talk to, go look at some of the trends. If you're selling food, go hashtag the type of food you sell. Look at some of the presentations. Look at their likes. Look at their views. This is telling you what people like. And if you ain't doing it, then that means you ain't paying attention.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
isn't hard. And I think sometimes people make things harder for themselves because they're uncomfortable and they just don't feel like it. So it's a
Yeah. It's work.
combination.
It's
Yeah,
work.
it's a combination of being lazy
Hmm.
and its lack of creativity.
Yeah.
If you have a black business and it's struggling, there is no excuse for that other than you. You are the problem. And I think we have to be honest about that. It is your fault. Don't blame customers, don't blame the marketplace, blame you. Because there are people who can't tie their goddamn shoes and making $1,000 a week on Facebook Marketplace. They
Oh
don't
yeah.
know whether
Facebook
the
Marketplace is another one. Yeah, that's another one. They be got man. Facebook. I'm like, wow. And all you got to do is click on it one time, and you find. I'm like, man, I've been on here 30 minutes looking at stuff. And they got you name it. That's another place to advertise. We talking about people that's selling from their crib.
yeah.
Garage sales are no longer you just pull up to somebody's crib and we'll see what they got in their driveway and you purchase. Garage sales are now on the marketplace.
Ain't
So I can
Amazon
have a
started in the garage?
yeah, yep, yep,
Now look at it.
yep, yep. I can
Yep.
have a garage sale here, put it up on marketplace, and you say, oh, I like that picture. How much is that? And you say, okay, I want it. Then you could come pick it up, or I can deliver it to you. That's crazy. That's that's what garage sales are down here now. And you can pull up if you want to, but you can access a whole bunch more garage, and they'll put that you'll pay for it. They'll put it to the side for you, or to let them know you on your way. You can hit about 5 or 10 garage sales real quick on the marketplace versus driving around the city and looking for them. All these different addresses. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I mean, it comes with some risk, but majority of the time, it's good business happening there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen black real estate people who buy houses and flip houses, can't move it off of the normal real estate websites. Get on Facebook Marketplace, and that house is booked, rented within 30 days.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm seeing some cribs on there too. First, I was like, this ain't real. Sure enough.
Because what it is Facebook Marketplace has replaced Craigslist.
Right. And
You
that
know what I
was
mean?
dangerous. Craigslist, people that was crazy. I was like, yeah, no, I can't do Craigslist. Is it
Yeah.
still
Now,
around?
don't give me.
Craigslist?
Yeah, I use Craigslist. I post job openings on Craigslist because a certain I know the certain people still use it, and that's the kind of people I'm looking for. I'm going to go to Craigslist
Okay.
if I need to get certain jobs filled for certain people. You know what I mean? I'm going to go to Craigslist before I go crazy on Facebook and just throw a bunch of money in.
Do you remember, and this is not black owned, but do you remember when Angie's List came around? It was
Yeah,
this one lady that had this idea to make a list of contractors because she needed one and she got tired of looking for one. Make a
yeah,
list of contractors for people to find reputable contractors, check them out and everything, to be on her list for people to get hired. Now she's a millionaire.
yeah. Angie's List is still around. There's still, there is always listing sites.
Hmm.
There's always going to be. And one of my dreams is to create one for black businesses.
Hmm.
I wanted to call it a black business directory. Are there some already out there? Yes, but I wanted to get in the mix.
Hmm. Hmm.
Because I know a
Wait,
bunch of black
wait,
business
where
owners.
do you find a black business directory?
Chamber of Commerce, the Black Chamber of Commerce.
Hmm.
You know, there's one in almost every state. Sometimes, like for instance, the person that runs our Black Chamber of Commerce is I can't remember the sister's name, but she's also runs the New Jersey and the one in Atlanta.
Okay.
So And I listen to her when she comes on the radio at least once a month. Says there's tons of funding that black people aren't taking advantage of.
Really?
Yeah, you know how much money that last bill that Biden signed. You know how much money was thrown to every state. See, y'all not going to see it because your governor rejected it.
Mm-mm-mm. No wonder I don't know nothing about it.
There you go.
And
This is why.
Darian.
hey, Janet, and recently I want to add that on Google Play around the Juneteenth holiday, I got like a notification that they got you can put your like they got like black business apps that you can
Yep.
look up restaurants, cities. I think you got to go to Google Play and you can probably search like black businesses, and you can pop up like a lot of different apps that you can use like in your local area.
Okay, okay. That's good to know. That's another thing. You know what? We be talking here 5 hours right now. A black business, you need an app. Ah.
No, you don't. You
You
don't
would. It
need
would be
one.
no, but
You
not need. But that would be great if you
yeah.
did have one. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be great if you had one, but think about it. And
That's gangster.
I found myself saying this. Remember, we did the social media show last week. The people who went back and listened, my phone went crazy, and me understanding where their business was, and I'm going, you are about to go spend thousands of dollars on the app when you need to put it in your business.
Mm-hmm,
It's not for everybody. If your business been around for a long time, you're hitting all your buttons, you're hitting all your goals, the money is in the pot, ready to go. Cool. Get it, but get it with a strategy. Because think about it. You go get an app, how are people going to find it?
You have to let people know about it.
Now, I'm going to go on Instagram and Facebook and say, don't forget to download my app. You know what's going to happen? They're going to go right by. Why? Because people attention span is too short.
Right.
Build your community first as a black business owner. Then you start talking about your apps. It's hard to get people to click the link in your bio. Think about how many times you see that. Click the link in my bio.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to get people to do that. But now you want them to click the link in your bio, which is going to lead to an app that they got to download. People, Instagram is in between 3 to 7 seconds on every basic post. Some is even less than that. So you have to create good content that people can get behind and support. You got to be engaging. You have to build a community. Stop thinking about followers. Stop thinking about customers. Think about how can I connect to this person who's looking at this shit I'm trying to sell them. That's how you get people to be ready for an ad, because they're used to seeing you multiple times throughout the week.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, an app would be great, but don't go crazy because apps aren't cheap.
Right.
It ain't cheap to build them, and it ain't cheap to manage them, and then you got to get storage to hold all the data.
Mm-hmm.
So you're about to invest into a lot of money. You think a website is bad? Good luck with an app.
Yeah, yeah. The other thing is there's all kinds of ways. I mean, it used to be it cost it used to cost quite a bit, a lot of money, a lot of money to advertise, and some of these big companies. Now, Spectrum and different places like that, it's affordable to make put together a commercial for them to advertise. You got this couple of companies that's driving around with these billboards. It's way more affordable than it used to be. For the folks that's not on social media, or the folks that just to get your name out. Part of the reason you want to advertise too is you want to keep your name relevant to people. When they, oh yeah, I heard about that company, or that name is just some kind of little name that people remember. That's where you could go get your coffee, or that's where you can go get your donuts, or whatever the case may be. So you want to stay relevant by letting people know your name. You hear it, or you see billboards, or it's coming across social media, and so on and so forth. Um, You know, that
I agree, but also look for black-owned media.
yeah.
Look for black-owned media. Think about where people are. Think about where people go to. You should be taking your ad and shopping it around to all the different media sources where your community goes, right?
Mm.
To and you work out a deal with them because if your target audience is black, you want to go where the blacks are. You want to go where the blacks listen to. Like down in Texas, Port Arthur, there's a black-owned radio station that's been there for 20 years. 96.9, The Breeze Radio. That's in southeastern part of Texas. Y'all should be hollering at them. They get thousands, hundreds of thousands of listeners a week. So if you're in San Antonio or you're in Dallas or whatever, they have a strong enough signal that you could get your ad placed on their radio station.
Port Arthur is outside of Dallas, so that's why
Yeah,
they're to Dallas. Yeah.
yeah. And the brother Stephen Mosley, he's been down there doing his thing. Same thing here in Philly. WURD on the FM dial is 96.1, on the AM dial is 900. Black owned. I'm not talking about Power 99 that's owned by Jews. I'm not talking about any of them. I'm talking about black owned
Now,
by a black man.
black owned also mean what you said about being in the community too, where as far as our culture, we want to target black people, true enough, but we want other dollars too. White,
Yes. Yes.
everybody. We want everybody
Yeah.
money, but
Yeah.
we
We
want to, from a black perspective, from a black person, you want to support black businesses. Do you just want black
yes.
money? No, you want everybody money, but black people need to be present in those spots as well. Like the example I gave with the Hispanic restaurant, there was other nationalities in there, but predominantly Hispanic people support Hispanic restaurants. You know,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because remember, there's your target market, and then there's your casual customer who just strolled in,
right?
right? So yes, you're in you setting up your business in the hood, but if Poppy and them close down the street, they close the bodega, aka we call the Poppy store up here. They close the Poppy store, they come over for some fucking cheesesteaks or some soul food. That's good too. I'm in Philly is a tourist town. Hundreds of billions of dollars a year go into tourism because we're controlled by the feds for real, because of all our tourist sites. So we got a lot of people, white people, coming in, slide through, spending money. Of course, we want them motherfuckers to come over to the soul food spot or the barbecue spot. Of course, we want them to slide into the black bars. Some little white girls want to see some black meats, so they want to come slide through. Come have a good time.
Black meats.
Some black meats to get their cheeks beats. So they're gonna come through and they're gonna spend some bread.
Darius. Black meats get your cheeks beads. You still
Yeah,
Oh my.
yeah. Stand over there and dating with what Darius said. I know a couple of black business owners down there. They would want some white girls come slide through. The white folks come through and spend some money.
That's what
So
I was
yeah,
saying. It's not just black
yeah,
people. Other cultures love us. You
yeah.
got you going to
They
there's a soul food. There's so many soul food restaurants around here, boy. You go in there, there ain't just black people in there. White people
yeah,
in there, Asian people, Mexican people tearing that soul food up. What? Yeah. Yeah.
yep.
Exactly. So yeah, then we just wanted to. The last thing I wanted to say is, and I'm gonna be real brief. I've had complaints of people saying, "No, I don't want to go to today. I went to their restaurant. They wasn't even open. They open up when they want to open up. Sometimes they ain't open at all. Like,
Oh, I'm
nah,
glad you said that.
you
I'm so
got
glad
to
you
get
said that.
up in the morning and be on time. If your hours is from 9 to 5, man, you need to be there at 7. You know what I'm saying? Getting things ready. You cannot be in there. And then when they do open up, the macaroni and cheese ain't ready. The greens ain't finished cooking. Nah, you said not 10 o'clock is when brunch starts. I want some greens. You can't wait. You can't
Man,
have people waiting for food or waiting for a product
or your manager is late coming in because they ain't open up the register on time because the little girl to run the register don't got no babysitter. Nah, you got to be on time and you got to be consistent. That's all I have to say.
Early. Know your business. If you're running, and I've managed 2 restaurants, and I've been in food service for about 15, 20 years. I hate it, but that's my go-to when the money get low. Right? So, but I hate it because I don't want to go through what I gotta go through to make it successful. My heart ain't into it. So to open up that restaurant opened up at 10. I gotta be there by 8.
Right.
Maybe even 7:30, because why? I gotta chop the onions. I gotta prep the little stations. I gotta make sure the grill is hot, the griddle's hot. I gotta make sure the oven's on. Everything's clean and ready to go so I can start taking orders at 10. I don't feel like that. That's not what my heart said. I can go do that at a place that I love. I love telecommunications. So yeah, I'm going to do that for some call centers. I don't want to do that anymore for restaurants. Right? But to your point, get your ass up. I don't care what kind of business you have. If you have a hair salon or a barbershop, or if you're running a goddamn radio station or a podcast or a music studio, you know you need to get in early and set up shop. So when it's time to get to work, you just pop them locks, open up the door. Let's go. Let's get this money.
Yeah.
How you got a goddamn restaurant and you showing up at 10 and it's open at 10? Everything all cold, ain't nothing turned on.
Right. The TVs ain't going to music and you get the vibe ain't got set into place. What's really going on?
You know what I mean? You telling customers, all right, give me 10 minutes. I got to get the stove hot. Motherfucker,
right.
I'm hungry as shit. I got to be to work in 20 minutes. Trying to get this turkey, bacon, egg, and cheese. And you talking about... You see them running in the back, grabbing a toaster and shit.
Right. We are the culture of condiments. Please have your mayonnaise and your ketchup and your mustard. Don't tell me you. I can't stand for a restaurant to tell me you out of something. That don't make no sense. Hey, you're not out of my money.
Yeah. Then they come.
Yeah.
They come bringing the ketchup and the mustard out of the refrigerator and shit. That shit all cold on your hot ass sandwich. You mad as fuck. Like, come on, y'all.
Make you not want to. So that being said, Black people, come on. Customer service is big. And that means you got to get up in order to provide a good customer service or good customer experience. Without that, they won't come back. They won't come back. Sometimes people go to restaurants because of the atmosphere and because of the maybe it's a sports bar and the drinks. The food is high, but they like the drinks are good. They like the conversation. They like the atmosphere, and that brings more people. I seen such and such there last week. He's probably gonna be there. He's a honey, so I'm gonna go up in here. Him and his boys or whatever. Young people, they that's sometimes these times of days it's also about the atmosphere. So. That means you got to have good customer service. You can't have nobody standing up there, with no apron on, taking your order with mustard and food stuff all over their stuff, looking all crusty. You know what I'm saying? You work in my restaurant, don't come into work without brushing your teeth, because you got to talk to people. And if I see cheese in your teeth, you can't work here. Period.
I'll do you one better. Don't come to work smelling like weed, because I'm going to fire the fuck out of you. I'm a fire the fuck. Hey, don't come to an interview smelling like weed.
Come on, Black people. Yeah, this is your business. You can run it like I want to. I've heard people say this is my business. If you don't like it, you're not gonna be successful that way. I'm not saying that's like I got my own niche. This is unless it's a weed spot. I went up into the CBD place, not the CBD place, the whatever. Whatever you call them places where they sell all kind of, and because marijuana is about to be legal here in Texas soon, but they got a form and certain you can have a license to sell some. Soon as the dude now he sells weed. The little white boy had dreadlocks and he looked like he was high or whatever. I'm going up in there because I'm waiting next door to get my pizza at the pizza place that's not Black owned, by the way. And I said, let me go check this place out. And I walked in, I'm like, oh my God, look at all this stuff. from the floor to the ceiling. They had all kind of paraphernalia, all kinds of edibles. I was just mesmerized, like, oh my god. And so when I went to talk to him, he smelled like weed. It smelled like weed in there, and he looked like he was high. So that that it could be. He could say, "See, this is how good our stuff is. Look how high I am." That's different. But if don't come if you're not selling weed or alcohol at your under the influence, taking orders and cooking food, don't do that. Don't do that for people. They won't come back. And everything. So, when you just think about it, oh, I don't want to be like the white people, and nah, that ain't about being. I'm gonna have my own little niche. This is how we do things over here. Okay, well, you're gonna attract what you put out, and you're gonna attract weed smokers and people that's gonna cause problems in your business because you're not setting the standard for your business, and being
At
on time,
all.
stuff like that. You're not setting the
At
standard. Like,
all.
taking you seriously. You come to work when you want to, so I'm gonna come in. I'm gonna pay you when I want to. You know what I'm saying?
Fish right from the head.
Right.
And
So
if that's the way you remember, don't be a boss. Be a CEO. Be a leader. Bosses aren't leaders. Right? That's that motherfucker sitting there in the back pointing, giving directions. Leaders is out front. It's a difference. You know what I mean? That's a title of endowment. Some of y'all took this hip hop shit and this Rick Ross and Meek Mill shit and y'all ran with it and y'all happy to say I got a business. Ain't make 2 fucking brown pennies, but you're running around calling yourselves this, you're calling yourselves that, and when people look at your product, they see shit. I know a lot of people like that. Motherfuckers rolling around in the flyest cars, got the baddest chicks. Talking about I'm a boss, I own this, I own that. And when you go look at it, it looks like some bullshit. Take some pride into what you got going on. Especially when you want to be around, you want to leave it to your kids. What are you leaving them? Take this shit seriously. Black business is important. There's more money out there for you as a black business owner today than ever before. And you gotta hurry up because these fucking crazy Republicans is trying to sue Joe Biden for giving black people money.
Right. That's what you don't know. Why you want to sit there and talk
That's
about
what you don't know. But his old crypt keeper ass can't explain it to you because he's too fucking old and shit. But this motherfucker doing some shit.
Right, exactly. Old school. Come on, dude. Joe ain't got time. Old people, we ain't got time to be telling you what I did. Go find out from the young people. I signed the check. Go to the bank and find out what you qualify for. I ain't got time.
Yeah, the bank. Think about it. The bank.
Literally, he don't got time. He ain't got time to be wasting that time on social media telling you what he got going on.
No, but the thing is,
got the idiot sitting up here lying, talking about what he done did, and you believing it. You go vote for he did shit, but trying to undo everything Obama did, and about to try to undo everything Biden done did. You better go get. That's what Hakim means when you ain't got time. If he don't get back in office, all that money and shit that he done put out there for us is gonna be gone, child. You might as well get ready.
Do you know there's 2 people I know for a fact that are on the line that got their debts replaced, their debts removed for the money they borrowed for school back in the goddamn early 2000s.
I know one
too. And the money that they were investing and paying that loan back, they're putting it into their business now.
Yep.
And this old motherfucker just got sued twice last week, where they're stopping it and again. So it's like there's things going on. Now I'm talking the political side of being a black business owner. You should be paying attention to. How you didn't know that your city and state has a black chamber of commerce that can show you where the money's hiding?
Right.
Oh, you didn't know that old man Uncle Joe sent billions of dollars to your state that's going to every major city in your state? And you ain't know about it? Oh, because you didn't talk to your city council rep who knows where the money's at. I talked to mine. Motherfucker sent me a link.
Yeah.
So it is your responsibility to pay attention to any and everything that's about your business. If you got a storefront, you want to know every goddamn thing that's going at 360 around that storefront. What district am I in? Who's the city council rep? Who's the state rep? Who's the DC rep? I want to know all that shit because when I need some support and I need funding, I need a police presence. If a pothole opens up in front of my store, I need to know who I need to call to get that shit fixed.
Right. It's work, y'all. It's work.
It's work. Because guess what? That's what everybody else doing. We don't do it.
Right. That's right. White people, Asian people, they said my Asian, and I do have where I go to get my stuff done. So black people, Jenny, black people is our business. Basically, they spend more money getting nails done and getting stuff done than other cultures. We do. They acknowledge that. That's why we cater to y'all.
Yeah.
And it's just we're never going to change, which is okay. That's how we are. And we spend our money with you, then treat us right. Yep. I'd have been to black nail salons and it just ain't right, man. What you mean? I never got no fungus or nothing going on where I'm going at right now. What? The nail tech ain't here. I had an appointment at 10. She just running late. Every time I come, I tried to hang in there. I tried to. So I said that from speaking from experience, not what somebody told me. Y'all got to be on time and be professional. I'm getting my pedicure done, and your kids are sitting right there next to you while you're trying to do my pedicure.
Jumping off shit.
You giving them a sandwich and shit, and giving them a little juice box because you got a babysitter while you scrubbing on my feet. And I have to, and I can relate. I have to understand that because you my people. But if you can, you got to do better. Some situations happen, okay, but not all the time, man. People are not gonna come back. We just not gonna come back.
You gotta take it seriously. I'm talking about taking it as seriously as you take your personal life. Because there's a lot more black women who are business owners than there are black men.
Right.
And booming numbers of black women are becoming entrepreneurs over the last couple of years. It went a little crazy at the end of the pandemic, and it's still going good in 2024. I'm afraid for 2025 because some of the money that was there might not be there for a number of reasons, and that's a political
in regards
thing.
To loans or grants?
Loans and grants. HBCUs are about to stop getting the money that they're normally getting because they're being sued because the affirmative action is no longer in place. So that needs to be voted on in Congress and ratified. So think about it this way. Federal money that comes out of Washington through the president that's sent to the states, you as a black business owner can qualify for it. The banks the banks get grants to turn it into loans for you. That's something most folks don't realize. Wells Fargo, Bank of America, JP Morgan.
Right. These banks ain't just giving you money because they got money to give. They get money from the government. Grants. They have to use it or they lose it.
Exactly.
And they get a fee for every time they get you a loan.
Exactly.
Come on, black people.
Yeah, exactly. So what's happening is they getting paid for free money.
Right.
But you wouldn't get any money.
Right.
Yeah, you wouldn't get any money if somebody didn't send it from Washington. And what we got to realize is that's about to stop because the Supreme Court said there is no racism. There is no affirmative action needed here. Everybody's getting treated. Y'all just had a black president. Look at all these black capitalists. Look at all these black millionaires. So there's no racism. Y'all don't need any special treatment.
The
So
day of that is over, y'all.
yeah,
Black
so we're
people,
seeing it. So we're
yeah,
seeing the pinch for black businesses. We're seeing the pinch for black colleges. You're going to see it for black communities. Period. And it's going to. The purpose of this show is get y'all ready to start supporting your own people because in a minute, that's all you're gonna have.
yep. Yeah, that's not funny. Yep. Yeah,
It's
ain't no more
sad.
handouts. And they putting when they the last one I said to myself, the PPP loans, I'm like, oh, black people don't went crazy. They don't went crazy to the point where they up in jail crazy. And
Yep.
that just solidified, okay, that's just an example of why the Supreme Court said no, they coming down with all these laws and rules. That right there just put the icing on the cake, you know.
Yeah. And it can be turned around. Where we have to vote. We get Democrats in there who's going to pass a lot of these laws,
Yeah, but
put
we
and
don't
fix a lot
vote.
of
That's a
things.
whole nother
And
show. We're not gonna
yeah,
vote.
imagine being a black business owner not voting. That is the
Yeah.
most asinine thing. Even if you don't want to vote for the two old fucks,
Hmm.
vote for the people who actually give you money. Vote for the
Right.
people who actually make the laws that your business is sitting on top of.
Right. And I had a young
Just
person tell me, "Oh, that don't affect me. I'm a girl. Them laws don't affect my godson." I said, "Really? You sitting up here right now trying to figure out how you gonna get money for all these box trucks? How does it not affect you?
when the money is probably sitting right down the street from me, you don't know it.
Not knowing because you are a felon that you qualify for XYZ. How does that not affect you? Did you talk to your council people? Did
Mm-hmm.
you look at, are we in a state where they don't, nah, that's a form of ignorance. It's a form of ignorance and it's work. Everything that Hakim says, you got to go look for that information. You got to go talk to people. Black folks like, we
Yeah.
ain't got time for that. Like, I
No.
gotta go search and make an appointment to talk to such and such and go online and do this and do that. That's what you got to do to get your bread.
Somebody told me the other day, I don't feel like sitting here talking to these white people about this kind of stuff. I said, all right, can you go talk to them for me? No. My name ain't on that property. My name ain't on your business. I'm
Oh,
just your consultant. I'm not your goddamn babysitter.
but you can sit up on social media all day scrolling.
Can turn can literally I see people who put more time and energy in preparing for their Cancun trip than they do their business.
Darius. Darius?
Darius is going. I'm sorry.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, he had to check out at 11.
Okay,
He
okay.
couldn't hang with us today.
Yeah. Yeah. Ridiculous.
But
We gotta support each other, y'all, and you gotta do the work. So that's basically
yep.
Hakim's message. You gotta do the work, you gotta do some research, you gotta sit up and the knowledge. Back in our day, we're gonna end with this. And we ain't have all this. We ain't have all this Google and all this back in the you had to literally it was harder back then to have a business. You got to do the work. Now you can just get up online, research some stuff, find out who your council people is, make an appointment. You probably got to talk to them via email or shoot, it might be Zoom. Who knows? The way technology goes these days, and find out about these grants or how you qualify for it. And if you really don't got time, there are grant writers. There are black grant writers. There's grant writers that, if you don't know, grant writers will write the grant for you, and the only way they get paid is if they get the grant for you. If I'm a grant writer, and the only way I'm gonna get this 10% of this $50,000 or 1%, whatever they charge, is that I'm gonna make sure that you get the grant so I can get paid. Black people. You
Do
don't
you
have
know
to
what a mic?
you don't have to know everything. You just got to know who knows it so they can so they can teach you or do it for you. You can pay them to do it. That people make a living out of doing these things for you. I told my friend that that wanted to open up a business. I said, I don't go and get with the businesses that I own, the two LLCs and the S corp that I have. I went to somebody because you got to research the name. I ain't got time for to be researching no name, man. I know somebody that do, and they'll do it for me for a small fee, and it'll go way faster than me doing it, And so
Yeah.
some things you'll have to pay for. People that specialize in doing that is you're gonna have to pay a few dollars. If you don't got, you might not got you might got 2, 3 kids, you got a husband, okay, that might be the case. But find out who specializes in getting the job done for you. There's no excuse to get the job done.
Yep. And stop having that retarded nephew or goofy ass brother and godson, and your cousin and them,
Right.
your pothead ass boyfriend doing the work for you. No, get somebody who specializes.
Right.
You don't call the pizza man to fix a broken pipe, do you?
Right.
Use your goddamn heads. You have access to micro computers, aka a phone. When you go take a computer class, they will tell you your phone is a computer now. Yep. Unless you got one of them old ass flip joints with no camera on it.
Right.
But you have access. Remember back in the day, we had to go to the library to know how to do a LLC.
Right, exactly. And the EIN.
And the EIN. To build a business, we had to go.
Library. Yep. And use their
to the library.
Yep. Do the paperwork. It wasn't no online shit. You got the mail and shit.
And now here's the crazy part. We got quantum predictive processing through AI. People are literally using ChatGPT to write grants for them.
Yep. And charging a fee.
There's people writing books. I know some authors are using ChatGPT to write books. And they're calling themselves authors. Now, this cheat code shit, but I get it. It's a hustle. I understand. But bottom line is there's no more excuses. Get the shit done. That should be our word for the rest of 2024. Get it done.
Right. We only got 6 more months and this year's up. We just celebrated New Year's. Like, dang.
Because I'm telling you, it's about to get ugly. And if that orange dildo get in there, your black business is really up shit's creek.
Yeah, for real. You don't care. I keep telling black folks you don't get nothing about no black folks. Come on, y'all. Come on. Listen.
Get $500 tips and shit sitting in the black community eating chicken and shit and burgers and shit.
With them ugly ass sneakers.
And y'all goofy asses supporting them.
It's an insult. When you gonna go make some? You didn't do that. You didn't go make no egg rolls for the Asian or no tacos for Hispanic. Why you gonna make sneakers for black?
Man, fuck no. Because you notice he didn't do that shit for them because they ain't stupid.
Exactly. And they was ugly. They wouldn't even fly.
That motherfucker ain't giving out no goddamn Trump rice patties. He ain't doing no Trump egg rolls.
Right. Because the Asian people was like, hey, get out of here.
He went all the way to the Bronx and he ain't go nowhere near them Pantaleos and shit.
For real. And you had celebrities talking about these gonna be worth some money one day. Get out of here.
Fucking Fat Joe dumbass.
Right. You supposed to take that money and invest that in. What about the black boy that in Philly making sneakers? His shit about to be worth some money. You know why? Because you supported him. Dumbass. Somebody, Fat Joe, go buy his sneakers.
No.
Bungee sneakers? Oh, that's a wrap. Everybody going to go buy his bungee sneakers. You don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
You just put this. You just made dumb people see. Black people love Trump. Fat Joe bought his sneakers. You don't know the power of your following. Do what? If I was a celebrity like that, I would make sure that people like Bungie and black owners businesses, I would be present. Every time you see me, I'll be president one day. Oh, Janet is over at such and such. Oh, they must got good hair products over there. You know what I'm saying? I'm going there. You know, just because I can, not because they pay me no money, just because I can. So yeah, come on, black people, we gotta do better. This is the last show of the month. We are on all the social media platforms. Y'all can find us on YouTube now.
Hold on, we got some comments.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
You sound like you ready to get the hell up out of here. Hold on, let's get these. Over on Facebook, Jeffrey Saunders. I apologize if I'm butchering your last name, bro. He says, that's the last thing a business owner wants is to be accused of being out of touch. You do not have to talk to people. He also says that's why businesses have Facebook pages. It's free. It's a free way to not only advertise nationally, but internationally too. You have to get your name out there. Exactly.
Yep.
And
I
he
forgot
also
about the
says,
international community. That's right.
oh, yeah. We got a couple international people listening right now.
Mhm.
And he says, come come for our black meats, stay to get your cheeks beat. There's a slogan for you.
Hilarious.
Shout out to Maisha Collins for listening. She says, do y'all think a bad experience can kill a black business?
I do. I do.
Yes,
I do. It has for
it
me.
can.
I just gave up. I
Yeah.
was just like, well, on that particular business, but I'm not black businesses in itself. I know some black business owners that they're official, man. They're about their business.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and that's a gift and a curse. That's why it's so important for black business owners to understand going in. You have to work 10 times harder than a white business.
right,
Because guess what? They come into your restaurant, they have a bad experience, they're never going to come back and they're going to tell everybody how bad it was in there. So
right.
it's going to kill future money.
Hmm.
But I know people who go to Vegas twice a year. And they go in a Gordon Ramsay spot, have a
Hmm.
bad experience, the food is dry, the shit is undercooked. They say it in February and they go back again in July and have the same thing.
Yeah, yeah.
They're more likely to give a white man a second chance than they are to give you.
Yep. And we are hard on each other. We are harder on each other
Yes.
than we talk, but we'll tear each other down. White people, other nationalities, that give us but not
Yes.
us. Oh hell
Yeah.
no! I went to that restaurant. They had roaches everywhere. And they might have seen one little roach in the corner just trying to get out the door, and
Yeah.
they infested with roaches. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
they will go to a black hair salon, have a bad experience, and then won't go to the one 4 blocks down to get them a play. They'll go to the Dominicans because it's
right.
cheaper.
Hmm.
That's just how we are. It's again, it's self-hate and it's lack of unity. And if you can go and have a bad experience at Target and go back again when you need to go to Target, why can't you do the same for black businesses?
And you have to assess yourself. This is the big one right here. If you naturally a hater, that's probably why you
Hmm.
might don't support black businesses.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of us that don't want to see other black women or black men shine. We don't go get coffee at such and such black coffee spot because we don't want to see that dude. I don't want to give him my money. I don't want to see him make it. And that's
Hmm.
that's something that you have to ask yourself before you even don't go in there mean mugging or you got people going now. You got people going to black businesses just to be negative. You know what I'm saying? And go back and tell everybody, oh, their coffee wasn't all that good. I'm going to Starbucks. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You have to ask yourself as you got grown ass people that's just straight hating on black people. If that's the case, then you might need to stay away and go on over to the Asian, to the black and Hispanic, and love what you see over there. You know,
Yep.
black men hating on black women because they got to it. They think they all of that type attitude. They don't need no man. And then you don't need to go support that black woman's business. You might want to have that grown conversation with yourself. You know,
Yep.
in that case, stay away from my businesses, and go on over there with the agent and get your experience over there. And that's where you feel comfortable. Cool. You know, we have that in our community as well.
Exactly. Um, Lady Ren Divine says, I just fired one of my employees for smelling like weed. Yeah, good. Should have been fired.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, Jeffrey Saunders says, you shouldn't allow customers to smell like weed into your establishment either. Nobody wants to be in a place that stinks of weed. I know I don't.
Right.
And he also says that's the difference between having a black business and having a ghetto ass business. Yeah, yeah, big facts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Big facts. Now over on Instagram, we have Auntie Sugar says Philadelphia is a tourist destination. Customer service is the reason why people go to Chick-fil-A.
Right.
First impressions are always important. Leaders are out front showing the people how it's done. Be there, be present. JP Morgan Chase is giving away money to Black-owned businesses. Asian people do not care about our community. They just want our money.
Right.
My nail lady is Black. She is absolutely amazing. Yes, she is. Shout out to A. Renee Nails. Project 2025 is directly targeting the Black community.
What is that? What is that?
Project 2025. That is a project that is spearheaded by the MAGAs. It is what they want to turn. It's a plan that they've been putting together for the last 50 years, but we're very closer to it. We just saw it yesterday with the Supreme Court.
Right.
And but I think maybe we should schedule a show where we can get more in depth with it.
Okay.
So we can explain a little bit better. But it is reshaping the entire country to the narrative of the Conservative Party. KM Brown, 19.
That's gonna be our next show then after the holiday. We're gonna break that down.
Yes, indeed. KM Brown, 1976. Thank you for tuning in. She said, "Good as food is trash at Gordon Ramsay's." She also says, "We only support each other when making assholes out of ourselves online. When posting something positive, there's no support." Yes, indeed. And we touched on that a little bit on our social media. And it's about the algorithm. If you want positive to come back to your positive posts, you should only be engaging and talking to positive people.
That's right.
If you're seeing toxic, you're seeing the girl fights, you're seeing the niggas with weed and guns and the goofy shit, you can either mute them or unfollow them, or you can make it so you don't see what they post anymore. Right. The algorithm is only based on what you create your own algorithm. There's no more excuses.
I learned that. I clicked on some stuff. I was like, and then just to see, because it came up, they be advertising. It be making you want to, what's that? As soon as you click on it, after that, you start getting all that garbage. I'm like, okay, no, I don't want to see. I don't want to see that. And keep coming to my timeline. Yep. That's true.
Because there are meme pages and there's positivity pages out there that's posting inspirational stuff, and it gets love. Yeah. But not at first. It took some time to build that, because a girl fight, two girls fighting, the titties popping out. Oh, that's hundreds of thousands of likes. Versus someone, like graduation season just passed. I love seeing these kids graduate. Yeah. I saw more love for the prom. And I like proms, but that's a party. I want to see kids walking the fucking aisle.
Right.
That's my party.
It's a beautiful thing.
So yeah, I'm going to double tap your kid looking cute and your daughter with the dress slit up her ass. I'm going to double tap it and pass it because I know you and I know your kid. But I'm not watching that shit. I'm going to watch you there cheering on your daughter walking the aisle when she's fully clothed with cap and gown on. Because that's the important shit to me. Right. So I'm going to see more graduations than I'm going to see proms. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, to her point, there is definitely we're toxic. Everybody's toxic. It ain't just us as white people too. Yeah. Because if it was just us, there would be no TMZ.
Right.
There would be no Daily Mail. There would be no Page 6.
Yep. Those are facts. They making money off of. They got TMZ. I don't even watch them, but they got a damn special on P Diddy on Netflix. They made a show about. It ain't something that we already ain't heard, or we don't already know. When I looked at it on there, I said, "Okay, we already know all of this." I thought you were really telling us something we ain't know.
Yeah, and it was a cash grab because they took all the stuff that they've been compiling and reporting on over the years and put it in one presentation, and they cashed out.
Sure did.
I ain't mad at him, because if he wasn't doing fuck shit, they would have nothing to talk about.
True. True. Just keep that energy. Keep that. I didn't see no special on Einstein. I call him Einstein. Whatever his name is.
Yeah,
Epstein. Well, I
yeah.
ain't see no special on that.
Hey, I don't know why. I don't mess with any of that
I'm
stuff.
talking about from TMZ. I'm talking about from TMZ.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm sure that they they either had a chance to do it and passed up on it, or they never thought about it, which I don't believe. I just think it's extra saucy for P. Diddy because P. Diddy is a crossover artist, and we're going to get black, white, Puerto Rican, everybody going to want to see P. Diddy.
Mm-hmm.
I can give two fucks about Epstein once I heard what he was into.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, he did. Okay, cool. All right, hung himself in the prison. Okay, cool. I'm all right. I'm happy with that. I don't need a documentary. The Puff shit where he's still running around dancing and shaking his ass, and yeah, it's more if people care more.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it. I get why they made that choice. It was a good business choice for them. I wouldn't have did either one of them personally, and I own a media company. I have no intentions on covering salacious bullshit. So, but this was a good talk, good information. I hope everyone, if you're a black business owner, want to be or you want to support one, I hope you're paying attention because this was important for our community. And if you're a black business owner, you should be paying attention to this election because your funding, the laws, taxes, everything about your business is going to be tied up in city, state, and federal elections this year because it's going to hit you next year.
Yep.
So,
shout out to Pastor Dante for the Jubilee Affair. HubNet Online Radio is black owned, and it is a platform for anybody that wants to have their own show. We have slots where you can have your own show. My producer will produce it, and you'll be a part of our family. We're on all social media platforms and get your message out. We're looking at 2 people that's interested in coming on our network, so we'll see. But we're just trying to make it a platform for everybody to be able to talk about what they want to talk about, and with no judgment. That being said, this is the last weekend of the month. 4th of July is coming up. I hope everybody be safe. We're gonna come back after. We're gonna take a break next weekend. I'll be in New Orleans for the Essence Festival.
yes, more blackity black Essence Fest.
Exactly, networking and so on and so forth. I don't know if we're gonna take that weekend off and everything, but we'll be back after that. I will be posting on our platforms about some things that's going on there at the Essence Fest, but we won't have a live show like we have now. So we'll see y'all after the 4th of July weekend and everything, and y'all be safe.
All right, y'all have a great week. See y'all in 2 weeks. Peace.